Hi, welcome to Rose Morgan Mind, Body, Spirit Fitness. This is video number 2. So we're going to talk about my fitness journey a little bit and what I'm doing right now to try to get from not so perfect to something a little bit better. Again, I'd like to express that I was at one point 487 pounds. On my Instagram feed, there are some pictures, and my Instagram is all lowercase, Robin, spelled with a Y, .e.deal, like let's make a deal. I know, I've heard the joke a million times. So, again, still not perfect, but working on it. And that is one thing that I've learned. Consistency is the most important thing. But so is the whole point of this channel, mind, body, spirit. If one of those things falls out of whack, so does everything else. That's kind of how I got from 487 to 180. And at 180, I had a very low body fat. I had almost no stomach at all and muscles, and I was lifting with bodybuilders. I was feeling amazing. I was looking amazing. Again, my Instagram has some photos. And, COVID came along and some relationship difficulties came along. Life came along. And mind was not really connecting with body and spirit. And so I have an eating disorder. And that's what I fell back to. And I kept going to the gym because you don't go from being 487 pounds to 180 and feel like, hey, I don't need the gym. It just sort of becomes part of who you are. And it's a difficult thing. It can be, and especially for somebody like me who, another issue I have is I have anxiety and bipolar disorder. So sometimes I go to the gym and I'm very anxious and I'm very nervous because the gym is crowded or there are people there that just look stunning and wonderful, and you should see my workout outfit is, wow, really not flattering. Not that my regular clothes are, but workout outfit extremely not flattering. Hair up in a bun so it doesn't get all sweaty and nasty. By the way, you girls that work out with your hair down, kudos to you. I can't do that. So it's important to connect the mind, because when it becomes disconnected, then it affects our bodies and we gain weight or we lose weight if our goal is to put weight on. And then the spirit becomes disconnected and we find ourselves lost in life and lost in ourselves and chained to the rhythm, to quote Katy Perry. There are so many things that take us away from who we are in our core. And I don't just mean our abs, our core, but our core self, our soul, our identity, whatever you would like to call it. I'm going to keep everything on here about spirit or spirituality as opposed to religion, because we all believe in different things. And I think that you can be spiritual and not religious and vice versa. So let's just keep it unpolitical, keep the message positive, agree to disagree. We all have different thoughts, because this is about sharing my journey and hopefully inspiring some of you or motivating some of you, and telling you what I'm trying that's working, what I have tried that's worked, what I have tried that's failed. So let's get to it. What I have tried that's failed. Diet pills on the market. I'm not going to name names. I'm not sure if that's totally legal. Again, I'm not a big tech person, and I'm not really a big social media person, so this is all very new to me. But I have tried everything. In fact, I remember being younger and much larger than I am now, and my grandmother would feed me pills that were pumped full of ephedra. Well, thank you, ephedra. You gave me high blood pressure for the rest of my life, even when I was at 180. And they promise so many wonderful things. Now, there are some pills out there that are FDA approved. One of them would be Ally, which cuts the fat that you take into your body by a percentage. I can't remember how much. Also, for people who struggle with carbohydrates as, their sin, which is personally mine, like I look at a carb and I swell up instantly. White kidney bean slows the absorption of that. So does cinnamon. Cinnamon slows the absorption of sugars. So I've learned this. I do have some major study, and at one point I was licensed in herbology, so natural cures, not natural fun cures, but like cinnamon, alfalfa, things like that. So diet pills don't really work. Even things that are supposed to suppress your appetite. Now, maybe you'll have a different experience. I have, and I'm probably saying this wrong, have had a good result with Garcinia gambonia or Cambonia. That does seem to help. CLA seems to help a little bit, but they never really do how much they say they're going to do. If it motivates you more, if it helps you a little bit and you feel it's worth it, then go for it. My new go-to right now is, I'm not trying to sell you anything, I'm just telling you that this is what I'm doing that's helping me, is doTERRA, which is a brand of oils, aromatherapeutic, but also oils that you can take internally, either via drops in water or under your tongue, or they also have capsules. And a lot of that I've found that's actually helpful and decent is when you get overweight or when you get underweight, when you're not eating, when you have no appetite, when you have too much of an appetite, when you've eaten the wrong things, is your gastric system gets all out of whack. So prebiotics and probiotics become very important. And there's a huge market for that. And there are so many things that don't work. So many things that you'll spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on, hoping to get your GI tract going right, and it doesn't work. I found that with doTERRA, it does. Their prebiotics do what they say they're going to do. They regulate me. I feel less bloated. And their probiotics help me do my business when I need to do my business as opposed to not, and kind of keep everything working and regulating clean. Another thing that I've tried is called Adrenal Fix, which is actually geared at athletes that are taking a lot of pre-workouts. But I'm on a very low calorie diet and a very restricted diet right now. And so my energy has gone down, and the Adrenal Fix kind of resets your energy levels. I'm very lucky that where I live, there's a place called 3D Nutrition, and the people that work there are very awesome because they're like me, they're honest. They're going to tell you this might help you, this might not help you. Go ahead and give it a shot. Or yes, this is definitely going to do something, or no, this is more for this type of a thing, or this is kind of just really flashy and fun. I trust the people there, and I trust what they do. And I think that's very important because then that calms the mind a little bit, and that's one less thing to have to think about and worry about, and you can focus on other things. So those are some things that I'm trying that are working. You got to have your energy when you're on a low-calorie diet, or if you're bulking and trying to gain weight. One of my best friends, Fit Life of Dave, I'll give a shout out to him. That's his Instagram. I'll just say that. He's trying to bulk, and, he's got to have his energy, and he's got to have his food, and that's hard for him. It's just as hard for him to not eat or it's just as hard for him to eat as it is for me to not eat. And we all have things like that. And whether it is a disconnect of the mind body or the mind spirit or the mind body spirit as a whole, we don't necessarily know. I'm not saying that everything that's wrong with us comes from a disconnect of mind, body, spirit, but a lot of the physical aspects and aesthetics and fitness do. So, moving on again, something else I'm trying that I have found to have amazing results is personal training. I did this in the past when I lost the largest amount of weight, when I went from the 487 to the 180. If you're wondering, right now I'm standing at 215, and I'm not standing at it perfectly, but my BMI is 36% if you wanted to know, so I'm not perfectly fit, but yes, there is some muscle underneath this fat, and some of it's visible if I wear different clothes. I suppose I'll never pick the right outfit for these videos. Personal training is very helpful because for somebody that gets you to not have to worry about the mind part, it also pulls you out of the workout rut. It also takes away from wasted time. I don't know about you, but whether you're trying to gain muscle or gain weight, or if you're like me and you're trying to lose weight and gain some muscle at the same time, you don't want to waste the time that you put in the gym. You want your workouts to count. You want to make sure that you're doing everything right, because doing 100 reps in the wrong form is like doing 0 reps or maybe doing 5 reps. It's not productive. And when you have a trainer with you, then you're productive. You have somebody watching your form. You have somebody who knows what they're doing. Hopefully you have someone that's certified. And later on, I'm going to actually interview my personal trainer who is highly certified. And I've had some bad trainers before. I would have to say that my current trainer is my favorite. My trainer that helped me lose all that weight is also on that list. But he used some different methods. They all do. But I've also had those trainers that are like, all you need to do is cardio and abs. Ladies, let me tell you something here. The first time I lost weight and this time around losing weight, it's not all cardio. No, it's not all cardio and it's not all abs. If you do nothing but cardio and abs, you're going to be skinny fat. And that's better than being fat, obviously, but it's still fat. You need to have some muscle, and it doesn't mean that you're going to be looking like, some of these really swole, sexy guys on YouTube, but it does mean that you're going to have some strength, you're going to have some stamina, and you're going to be burning more calories when you're at rest than you would be if you're just doing cardio and abs. Also, it's good to have that extra strength for when you're dieting or when something like COVID comes along and then you don't gain as much. If I hadn't been working out, if I hadn't been training before COVID, I would probably be larger than I am now. And that scares me quite a lot because before COVID, I had a BMI of 20%. And after COVID, my BMI was 40%. And I can't remember the exact weight, but it was pretty close to 300 pounds again. And that was very scary for me. I felt ruined and I felt horrible. And again, that's where my trainer kind of came in and motivated me and gave me that extra push. Now I started to see lots of good results with him. Moderate results, efficient results, consecutive results, consistent results. And for me, it's always great because you have somebody watching your form, you have somebody changing your workout out when it needs to be changed, you have somebody taking care of you, because we need somebody to take care of us sometimes. We all do. We can't do everything on our own. Even though I know that we like to think that, I especially like to think that, I believe it or not, call myself Wonder Woman, not because I look like her, but because I have a tendency to take everyone's problems and make them my own and forget about me, which is a mind spirit problem. So it's great to have that trainer that's coming in and saying, no, don't say negative things about yourself. No, don't lift that way. You're lifting wrong. You need to do this. We need to focus on cardio today. We need to do this. You're doing too much cardio. You're not doing enough. You need to lift more. Let's look at your diet. The person becomes very involved if they're a really good trainer and almost like a life coach. And guys, if you're looking to gain mass and size, I'm going to tell it to you straight. Most of the competitive bodybuilders have coaches, and a coach for professional bodybuilding is not that much different than a personal trainer. In fact, most of them used to be certified personal trainers. So just something that's out there. If you want to work out on your own, that's fine. Whatever works for you. Again, this is just what works for me. The next thing that I'm doing that I have found that's really accelerated and helped me out, on average, I was losing about 1/2 inch a month around my midsection. So I recently started cryo aesthetics and health in the cryo lipo section, where they basically freeze your fat. And my first month of doing it, I lost 5 inches off my waistline. I'm going to be following that. There are pictures that are being taken, and when I have enough of them, I will release them and share them with you. It can also be used for pain. It can also be used for toning skin. We're not on the toning skin part, as you can see, yet, because there's a lot of fat that accumulated. But the very exciting thing, which is posted on my Instagram, and if I can figure out how to do it on here, I will. I did the full body BMI, and the visceral fat scale on that one went from 0 to 20. The first time I did it, I was 19. After the next time I did it was after I had started my cryo lipo, and I was down to 15. So the visceral fat is actually, we think a lot of different things for visceral fat. It's actually the fat that's around our organs, our heart, our intestines, things like that, that are causing all of our organs to work harder. So to have it drop down that much is amazing. And I did a lot of research on the cryolipo, and it didn't say it would help with visceral fat. But whether it was the motivation from it, or whether it was just simply that it did shed some exterior fat, it did drop my visceral fat, and I can say that I am much healthier now. I may not look aesthetic. I may not look comfortable. I don't feel comfortable with the way I look still, but I am medically healthier than I was. And that seems to have accelerated my results. Once again, I feel I'm not telling you anything. I'm just going to give credit where credit is due. That's also been done at 3D Nutrition. And they have a website and a Facebook site. And it's here in Lincoln, Nebraska. So if you were wondering, that's where I am. I'm in the United States. I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska. And it's just been very supportive. It's kind of like that extra little push that you need when you're trying to lose weight. I've also seen some of the other people that are doing it for toning, and I'm surprised there's several bodybuilders that are trying to do it to get those nice cut lines in their arms or the nice definition lines in their abs, and it's worked really well. Maybe you think it's hooey, but I've seen it work, and it's worked for me. If you think it's hooey, that's fine. Again, I just want you to do what works for you. I'm just sharing what I've done and what I'm trying. And maybe I'll find out it's hooey. Who knows? In 10 years, we might find out that salad is like really bad for us, or, drinking water is actually unhealthy. Who knows? Although it could be if it's not purified, but that's a totally different topic. What else? I feel like I want to share so much with you, but squeezing it all into one video is probably going to be boring as all heck. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. And I hope you enjoy this video. And like and subscribe, share with your friends. Feel free to drop in the comments things that you want to know. If you want to see some before and afters, or if you want to see my BMI, or any of my scans or my measurements or things like that, I am willing to share those with you. It's very embarrassing, of course, but the whole point of this is that I want to be honest with you. And again, though I did mention things, I'm not trying to market to you. I'm not trying to sell you or trying to get you to buy things. I'm just trying to tell you, hey, I tried this, it worked. I tried this, it didn't. So, namaste, in the spiritual sense, not the religious sense. I hope you're all doing well. Please remember to take care of yourselves. Think positive thoughts. I know we're all going through a hard time with the COVID. I know it's been very difficult and very stressful. So just remember to take care of yourself and believe in yourself. Thank you.